What's up, rock and roll family? You're live in the hangout here with Robbie. And Robbie, how you doing, my brother?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing lovely, my friend.
Excellent. Excellent.
Belated Easter to everyone. We appreciate you for joining in with us tonight. Cora's here, Darren O'Brien's here, Peggy's here, Kim Baxter's always here. We love you, Kim. And they just keep coming in, and we're excited, bro. It's the first night on Twitch.
We are on Twitch, so we're going to give a big shout out to Nancy Sales, and I'm going to give a big shout out to you, Mr. Drake, because you made it happen. And I know you've got 10 jobs you're doing at once, and I know it wasn't easy, so I appreciate it, and Twitch appreciates it, and you know
absolutely, that. Man. I wouldn't have missed it. I'm excited. I'm excited to have Mr. Boals as our first on Twitch to pop our cherry. It's going to be a great show, and I've been talking with Nancy all day. Hey, folks, real talk here for a minute. Let me get serious with you. Supporting those who fight with muscular sclerosis every day is a valiant fight to make, all right? These people deal with a debilitating disease, and we're here to try to help make their lives a little bit more comfortable. So please, throughout the show, if you can, go to the Twitch network that we're on. You can go to Hangout Live on Twitch or Rock Against MS, Rams Network, and donate and help fight this hideous disease and make their lives a little bit better each day, okay? That's what we're all about, is helping now and quality of life.
And what about our sponsors? We're going to say something for our sponsors tonight?
Absolutely. We got Backbeat Music, as always. Lovely Alexandra over there doing wonderful things and being a beautiful human being. And we've got Media Jaw, who is now my neighbor, because you can see my background is a little bit different this evening, as I went and picked up a new office, and we're in the same offices as Media Jaw, who's our IT guys. So big.
And then we also got dope panels. They set me up with bass traps in my studio. Dope panels. If you need sound tone design, dope panels. And blue collar cables, of course. Anybody who needs cables for your studio, what is XLR, quarter inch, you name it, they got it all. And high quality, good prices, all made in America.
Beautiful. So we've got a fantastic night tonight. If you've heard of bands such as, Yngwie Malmsteen, Dokken, just little bands, little bitty guys, you've heard of this guy right here. It's Mr. Mark Boals. What's happening, brother?
Hey, how you guys doing, man?
I'm doing lovely. How you doing, my friend? Good. So welcome to the Hangout Live, and welcome to Poppin' Our Cherry here on Twitch TV for the Rams Network.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Let me make you a little bit bigger here. We're going to bring that screen up a little bit, and then I'm going to put you up here. So if the comments get big, they can block my ugly mug instead of your beautiful mug. That sounded awkward. Don't take it wrong. All right, Mark. So you've got a feel for what the Hangout Live's all about. I know Greg had hooked us up with you, and Greg, thank you, my brother. We appreciate you very much for this opportunity. So we're a little bit different, man. We like to go back a little ways.
Okay.
Like a long ways. Like back to
like Ohio and before.
Like Ohio before, like 1958, December 5th.
Ohio.
Right. So, Mark, tell us what 1958, you hit this planet running, I'm sure, with a guitar in your hand and the music and a bottle in your hand, no? Is that how it went?
No, I don't remember that. But it came shortly thereafter, yeah.
There you go, my brother. There you go. So you're an American singer and songwriter. Obviously, you've had a lot of credits. Let's talk about the home life. Mom and dad, was there music? Was there influence? Were they artists? Tell us about that.
They weren't artists, but my mom played the piano in the church, and my dad played trumpet. My dad actually used to hang out with Hank Williams.
Oh, nice.
What?
Yeah, he used to be around the Grand Ole Opry. He used to drive down with his friends to the Grand Ole Opry all the time. And actually, there's a place in West Virginia where Hank used to play all the time. And they used to go see him down there just across the river. And so he would talk. That was his favorite artist. And but he played the trumpet. And I don't know how that worked in there. But
hell yeah. I like the trumpet.
Somehow I got hooked on bass guitar first because I got hooked into jazz. I saw Return to Forever on TV with Chick Corea and Stanley Clarke and Al Di Meola, and I just loved the way he played the bass, and I just went nuts over it. And
yeah,
go figure. And then I end up in metal. I don't know how that happened.
They corrupted you, brother. They corrupted you.
Yeah, totally.
Right. All right. So let me ask you this. We've got questions coming in already. Somebody wants to know, rocking on the bass, what would it be if it wasn't a bass?
It'd be guitar. Guitar's
Guitar.
probably the second instrument.
There you
But I get so, I lost out on a lot of gigs because I was a lead singing bass player. That's what I always started off doing. But I really loved singing more. If it had to choose, I loved singing more than playing bass. So I had to make that choice a few times in my career. And even when I moved to LA, I didn't tell anybody I played bass.
Oh, wow.
Yngwie he had no idea I played bass at all. I had just come from playing bass with Ted Nugent, but he didn't know. I didn't tell him.
Oh, wow.
maybe
bass players get no respect. What are you gonna do?
Right? No respect. Yeah. So did you not want to hurt any egos by saying I just came from Nugent playing bass?
No, well, in Yngwie's world, Nugent was nobody. But in the real world, yeah, he was really somebody. And
yeah,
man,
the number one touring act.
Quite an experience working with that guy. I'll tell you what, he never shuts his mouth ever.
Really?
It never stops. He's like a machine. As long as there's somebody there, it doesn't matter if it's one person or 1,000 people. He just keeps talking, and he's got lots of opinions too. And he's really funny, but 24 hours a day, it gets wearing on the road.
It can wear on, yeah. It can wear on. I can see how that would happen. So was it a little bit easier going out with Yngwie, or?
Oh no, that was a whole different nightmare.
Yeah, like not getting paid or what?
Well, that's a big part of it. But there was hurtful and disrespectful things that were happening, and he was new to America and just fresh out off the boat from Sweden, and he didn't really know how things were supposed to work, and he had a manager that was stealing left and right and just basically pushing him here and there, and he didn't want to listen to anybody else because he thought he knew best, and things were pretty messy, really messy.
Right. Thanks, Corey. I love you too. Yeah, I can imagine they'd be messy because I've talked to other people that have been in that circle and said that it was not the greatest experience for them. Had several troubles with pays and things like that. So I don't think that was an individual thing, my brother.
Oh, nothing personal.
We had we were on tour. We did two big tours with opening for AC/DC, 85 and 86. And we had a rotating crew because he just wouldn't pay the crew. After 2 weeks they would leave and we'd get a new crew. I don't know how they just kept coming, and the band, after a while, the band was the same way. The band stuck around for a while, but then he kept getting new band members too after, in the years after that. So he never gave anybody credit for writing and blah blah blah, typical rock and roll stuff that the greedy people do. But but I have to say it was really fun.
Real.
The music part, playing on stage and touring, and even making the albums was, even though the Trilogy album, the first album I made with him, we were in the studio for 6 months and we should have been there for 2 weeks. But yeah, there was a lot
it's probably his best album.
Crossbows at the studio and shooting out the lights with crossbows and getting kicked out, and we'd wait. I'd be there with the producer and the band, waiting for him to show up. We'd wait for like 24, 36 hours, and then he would finally show up, and we were like, dude, we got to go sleep. And we'd leave, and then he'd be there just partying the whole time, and we'd come back, and then he would leave. So,
wow.
And we were at the Village Recorder, which was a really great studio in LA, really famous place and really expensive place. And I think they used up the whole record budget plus a lot more just in studio time.
Wow.
But it got made, and it was a good album.
It was probably his best album. That album was definitely a game changer for him, I think. Really.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I like that album.
Yeah.
So Matthew says Mark's definitely right up there with the top bass players of all time that I can think of. Jack Bruce. I don't know many more names, but he's notable for sure.
Thanks a lot, Matthew.
That's cool, Matt. Thanks, brother. So let me ask you this, brother. You said you opened up for AC/DC on a couple shows. How was the electricity on that, brother? Be real, because I mean, I'm an AC/DC junkie, dude.
Oh, they were awesome. Well, we did like a total of probably about 200 shows with them.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Excuse me.
We did 2 entire USA tours, and they were no wallflowers. We played at least 6 nights a week, sometimes 7 nights a week.
Damn, brother. Damn.
It was grueling to say the least, but they were like a machine. They were awesome. They were really nice too. They used to throw a party every 4th week. They would rent out 2 floors in a hotel. All the rooms open. Every room had merchandise. Every room had drinks. Lots of girls, and you could bring whoever you want. And it was for the truck drivers and the crews and the opening band and anybody.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
They were really cool. They were the coolest band to tour with that I've ever toured with.
Robbie throws parties too, man. But there's orange juice in one room. There's some grapes in another room.
Yeah,
you're a wild man, brother.
They were the nicest guys too. Really nice guys.
Wow.
And the loudest band on stage I've ever heard anywhere.
Really?
Everybody says that, but they definitely were the loudest on stage.
I've heard that. That's what I've heard. They're
damn
loud.
Loud. So how do you play 6, 7 nights in a row, brother? Real talk, because that can't be easy. It can't be easy on you physically or mentally.
Vocally.
I was in my 20s then, so it was a little easier than it would be now. But I struggled with it, and I had to warm up. Luckily, I had a little bit of classical training before that, so I could use my classical warm-ups, and I kept my vocal cords pretty strong, which helped me to get through that. But we only played like 40 minutes too, so as opposed to later with Malmsteen doing headline shows that are 3.5 hours.
Oh God, seriously.
Of course, about 3 hours of it was guitar, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah, I would go backstage and have a sandwich sometimes. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, is it my turn yet?
Yeah, right?
That's great.
The only time I've ever heard Yngwie live was he opened up for Iron Maiden at Red Rocks back in like 88, 89, somewhere in there. 90 maybe. No, it wasn't that late. But all he did was he came out, he played the Star Spangled Banner and like 2 other incredibly long solos and then walked off stage. Like nobody else was there. He paid no attention to the crowd, no interaction with the audience, no nothing. It was a little disappointing.
Yeah, well, he used to walk off stage in the middle of shows if he thought his guitar didn't sound right too. He used to do that a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of frustrating things like that. He'd just leave us guys standing there. Well, is he going to come back or not?
Wow.
Sometimes he didn't.
Temperamental.
Little bit. So we got Greg from the Renaissance Rock Orchestra in the audience here. Greg, thank you so much for this opportunity, and we appreciate you very much. Thanks for showing up. So you've been on over 40 albums. You've got gold and platinum awards. What's the favorite album they want to know?
Oh, that's too hard because
they're all your babies.
Different. They're all different, I don't know. One of my favorites has to be the Trilogy, though, because it was my first album ever, and I'm proud of that. It was the first time I was there in the studio, and they broke my balls too in the studio for that. The producer who was supposed to be producing, he was like, "So, what other albums have you done?" I went in that first day to do my vocals. He said, "What other albums you've done?" I said, "I haven't. This is my first one." He said, "Well, what the hell are you doing here then for? What are you here for?" And I'm like,
to sing?
Sing and yeah. Well, what mic do you usually use? I don't know. Well, come on, man.
Wow.
It's big time.
Wow.
Seriously.
That sucks. What a way to get a performance out of an artist, right? Hey, man, we're gonna beat up on you.
So I was very angry. The first song I recorded was "You Don't Remember," and I was really, really angry singing that song. So the voice must sound angry, but people like that song a lot. So
yeah. Wow. So wait, so you played with Ted before that? So was Ted your first national gig?
Well, I played with before him. How he found me was I was playing with a British guy named Kim Simmons. We were doing a 3-piece version of Savoy Brown, a British blues band that he had. They were famous like in 1973 or something. But I started playing with him in '81, and we played around circuit around Chicago, Dallas, Georgia, New York, and we just kind of go around that circle a lot. And Ted saw me playing at a club in Dallas when they were doing the Texas Jam. He was in town for Texas Jam, and he was really impressed. And he sent his drunken friend to tell me about it, but I didn't believe him. So his drunken friend dragged me to a phone booth. They had phone booths back then, and called Ted, put Ted on the phone. And then I believed him. He said, oh, "Okay." He said, "Yeah, dude, I want you to do my next record. I want you to tour with me and blah blah blah." So,
wow. So you actually didn't do a record with him then, because that was before. No, just touring.
I was supposed to do the Penetrator record, but he switched labels before they did that. He got dropped from Epic and he went on Atlantic, and Atlantic said he had to have a front man and not a bass player that sang. So that was my first big thing of being frustrated with a bass player. So after that, I just put the bass down for a while. But I did go on tour with him. We toured with Judas Priest. Did a whole tour with Judas Priest. I was playing bass, and they had another singer who was Brian Howe, who ended up with Bad Company later on.
Nice.
Right.
That was his first gig, and he wasn't really up for the task. So,
wow.
Really
interesting.
But Ted was man. He'd come flying on stage on his knees, sliding across the stage, with the guitar up and feeding back, and he was pretty much a monster on stage. He was really a monster, and an underrated guitarist too. He's really a great guitarist.
Absolutely. I've done a lot of work with Ted here in Texas. He uses one of our studios to do his radio vlogs and stuff. But I do understand about he's very verbal.
Yes. He'd be good on radio. Yeah. I know.
Yes.
He's been doing that for a long time. He was doing that up in Michigan too. So.
Yeah, he's a great character.
Yeah, he's an entertainer for sure. On stage, he's a monster. I saw him at Cal Jam 2, right on the side of the stage. Little kid snuck inside there, and I was like, wow, he was just like this bigger than life character,
Absolutely.
And what a performance.
Yeah,
all right, so
I think that one he flew in on a helicopter. He told me he flew in from Africa, from the safari, straight from Africa, right to the stage.
Yeah,
I think his story. I don't know if it was true.
I don't know if that's where he flew in from, but he flew in, and then from my memory of it, he came flying off of something. It might have been the stacks or something. It was just like, midair flying. I'm like, what the hell? Where's his cape?
Right.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. He comes down here and does a lot of hunting in our neck of the woods, and flying in on a helicopter. Yeah.
Hunting, Ted? Hunting? That I never heard that.
Smidge. Maybe some varmint. All right.
He went hunting wild boars in Europe when we were there on tour. So I mean, he's always. I went up to his. In this one summer I went up to his hunting cabin up in northern Michigan, which is way the heck up there. He has a lot of acreage. He used to anyway. And I heard outside the window at 4:00 in the morning. I heard. I said, "What the fuck is that?" He's out there practicing with his bow and arrow at 4:00 in the morning.
Wow.
Hitting targets with his bow and arrow. Because he's a big bow and arrow guy.
Barry Sparks told me when he first joined with him that he was bringing him, I think it's that same ranch. He goes in, they're driving along, and he stops and he shoots at something, and then I was like, "What?" He goes, he would just be hunting,
Yeah,
right in the middle of
he had the Bronco with the little handle on the steering wheel, so you could steer with one hand, so he could shoot out the window with the other hand. Yeah, he was shooting red-tailed squirrels and stuff. He had a few weapons handy.
Truly a madman.
Whatever else got in the way or crossed the path.
But he made sure he would go back and pick up the carcass and eat it.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I bet he would.
Basement full of freezers with all kinds of wild meat.
I bet it was crazy.
A lot of good stories from that tour. I mean, you got to have some good stories. A lot of good stories from that tour, really. With him, it must have been nonstop. I know he doesn't party, but I mean, just nonstop go, right? Go, 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 go. A lot of energy.
Oh, yeah. When we'd get picked up, like when we got picked up in London, there was a driver and he said, "Move the fuck over. You limeys don't know how to drive." And he said, "Hold on to your dick. Here we go." And he's a crazy driver too, by the way. And the guy was like pissing his pants, the driver.
And what was he going to tell him? No?
Yeah, no. And we go border crossings. He'd say, "Let me see your gun." And the border crossing guards would hand him his gun. "Oh, I have one just like this. Yeah, this is very nice." Yeah. He would get away with all kinds of crazy stuff like that.
They would hand him their gun.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. That's intelligent. Keep those borders safe, boys. So even from Ted Nugent sometimes. So, brother, you've been doing this for a while. You've hooked up with Greg. You guys, you're on some of the Renaissance rock orchestra albums, aren't you?
Yeah, I sang a couple songs on the last one, and this one is an EP. It's 5 songs. I'm singing all the songs on this one.
Are you? Do you want to play one of those songs right now, brother?
Sure.
Let's do it. Let me see if I can make this happen, Robbie.
Okay.
Because I'm a little technology infrared here.
Hey, you got us on here, right? So
I did get us on here. All right, there we go. Let's see if we can do this. Let's make that better. All right, folks, this is Circus Life by RRO.
I'm drifting through the memories, lost inside my mind, of long ago when we were young and mother's smile was kind. I see children in the park as the carousel goes round, laughing oh so carelessly, no clue of where they're bound. But nothing lasts forever, no matter how we wish it would. It's a crazy world we're living in, and not everything is good. Sometimes when I'm all alone, the walls are closing in, and as I recall those childhood dreams, my mind begins to spin. I was full of hopes of love and had visions bold and grand, but all my aspirations have blown away like grains of sand. And still I look around me for some meaning that can last. Lovers come and lovers go, life changes far too fast. It's a circus life I'm living, so many clowns are on this train. I play to a new crowd every day, it's really quite insane. When the tent comes down every night and I lay here all alone, I pray that by some miracle I'll find my way back home. walking on the tightrope. I see the lions and the tigers below. Better get some extra popcorn, 'cause the clouds are taking over the show. The world's become a circus. Who knows how it's gonna go? The ringmaster has no answer, but the monkeys seem to think they know. And when the show is over and they lock me in my cage, I think about tomorrow, another show, another stage. Every day I try so hard to do the best I can. But a silly clown without a crowd is just a lonely man. So still I look around for some meaning that can last. But dreams get lost and so will I. The years go by so fast. It's a circus life we're living. So many clowns are on this train. We watch the mayhem every day. It's really quite insane. But when the tent comes down every night and you lay in bed alone, pray that by some miracle we all find our way back home.
Cool.
That's badass, brother.
Oh, thanks.
That is badass. Your voice is unbelievable, man.
That's my prog voice.
That is unbelievable.
That was all first
for the prog.
That's all
for the
first
frog.
voice too. All
Thanks,
first voice.
What's that?
That was all first voice, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's getting up there for first voice. I was like, whoa, that's pretty high. It's
Hell
all
yeah.
first range, you know,
Yeah,
and still
I can
real,
still get it.
real clean.
So what have you done? They want to know, what have you done to take care of your voice over the years to be able to still bring it?
Well, I'd say, there's two main things. And the one main thing is never stop singing. You got to sing all the time. And the second thing is just keeping your health, keeping your body in good shape. I put on some COVID pounds now, so I got to get back in shape physically. But I work out and I sing every day. You got to just sing all the time. You let it, you don't lose it. If you don't use it, you lose it. That's really true.
Right.
It's really hard to get it back. I mean, I know singers that they just don't sing for a year and then they try to get back in and do stuff, and it's not easy.
Wow.
And this past year is going to be hard on a lot of singers. Then,
well, I know, I've just kept working. I've been recording it nonstop, and recording is not the same as singing live though. So I've done a few little things around town here just to keep my voice in shape. It's really hard though, because with the restrictions, it's hard to do anything.
But if you're singing this,
things are starting to open up here. I guess it's pretty open in Texas.
Yep.
Yeah, Cali.
Wide open.
Yeah. Other places, West Coast, not so much. Right?
Nope. Not yet. Well, I mean, that's good if you're singing in the studio and that's still singing, because that's not easy work. I mean, that's hard to sing. You're spending a lot of time on one song. People don't realize, most people don't go in and just sing it down. It's like you sing it and you re-sing it and you re-sing it, and there's just a lot to it to make it right.
Yeah, and for me, the best way to do it is to warm up first. I mean, if you can warm up for like an hour before you do it, then you can go in and do it like in the first take or in the second take. But otherwise, up there singing take after take for an hour till I get the right kind of vibe in my voice, and then I can go right through it. But it works either way. But it takes about an hour, I think, for any singer to really get into that zone.
Yeah.
They really want to do well, perform at their best.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Cindy just said they announced that California will be open by June 15th. I don't see that happening.
Probably. That's not 100%. We'll see, but that's what they're saying.
Well, people get their vaccinations. I don't know. I got both shots. I just got the second Pfizer shot today. So.
Oh wow.
How do you feel?
Wow.
I feel fine.
Do you?
I couldn't feel the second shot. My arm's just a little bit sore. The first one burned like crazy.
Yeah.
And it was really sore. The second one, not so much.
So my first shot, I got, I felt a little fluey and headache for a day, arm sore, and I'm due to get my second shot on the 8th.
Okay. Have you ever had the virus though? Because I got the COVID in November.
Yeah, early February of last year. Came off of a cruise ship and was hideously sick. So, and it went for about 2 weeks, and that was it. So, yeah, but so I'm looking forward to that. My folks actually just got their second shot today, so we'll see how that goes. Both Pfizer.
Yeah, well, it's got to cut down on the infections, and that's going to let things open up as soon as the infections stop.
Right.
Or at least slow way down. Because there's still going to be people that don't get the shot, but the herd immunity will kick in at some point,
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, whether you got the shot or you had the virus, the herd immunity has got to start its way through,
Yeah.
So what part of the country are you in, my brother?
I'm in Las Vegas.
Nice.
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So Vegas, are they open? Are they back and open or what?
They're up to 50% now capacity in places. Shows have not really opened up yet. They're going to start opening in June and July, the big shows. So they got some smaller things starting to open up, but they're only at 50% capacity. So that's how it is. But people are coming here. The strip is packed with people again. So.
Oh, wow.
Well, I've booked a couple shows here in Texas. There's no restrictions at all. In some parts, other parts, they have restrictions. But the state mandate is that all restrictions are gone. But cities and counties are kind of doing their own thing,
Yeah, well, the mayor here wants to open everything up, but the governor won't allow it yet. So, and I don't know if it's too soon or not. I don't know. But our rate's pretty low here. Our infection rate's pretty low, which is amazing because people come here from all over the world. So
yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, you guys have a big influx of people that come through there, obviously. So that would be a little bit more worrisome out there as far as how many people travel in and out of Vegas. Like myself, who always comes out there and loses everything I have.
But you have a good time, right?
Not when it's over. I have a great time. I have a great time until I'm catching that flight home, and then I'm like, man, I should have stopped. Because you always get to you're ahead, and then bottoms out, bro.
Knowing when to stop, that's the ticket. Yeah.
Yeah, if I knew that, brother, I wouldn't have ended up in all the boats I was in through the 80s and 90s. I didn't know what my threshold was. I wanted to find it. All right, so let's go back, man. Were you playing through school? Were you playing instruments through school, high school, stuff like that? Were you in bands, garage bands?
Yeah, well, I picked up the bass really when I was 9. Got my first electric bass and started playing with some kids in the school. I played at a high school dance, but they were really terrible musicians. They were terrible. So I found some jazz guys, though, that were really good on the other side of town. And I started doing some, they called them cabarets. It was mostly black people, and they liked the jazz stuff and the fusion stuff. And I was kind of like, a novelty, this white kid playing funky bass and playing Stanley Clarke licks and stuff, and
Nice.
Jocko licks.
Oh, yeah.
But it didn't go over good with my friends at school. So I ended up joining a rock band, I think, when I was 14, and started playing clubs around, sneaking in the back door and playing clubs around Youngstown, where I'm from. I was born in
You're
Youngstown.
from Youngstown.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Oh shoot, good friend of mine's from there. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I didn't realize it was Youngstown. Yeah. Interesting.
Yep. It was a rough place, but a good place to grow up. But yeah, I started sneaking in clubs and playing when I was 14, and I driving the car too. I sneak the keys from one of my parents' cars and drive myself. I had a fake license. I had a fake ID from Pennsylvania because Pennsylvania didn't have a picture on the ID. It was just a card with. I memorized what it said on the card, and I was okay.
Nice.
Wow. You were ballsy.
In school, I played sax. I played in the high school. I got kicked out of the high school band, though. They said I was too wild. So,
really?
When did the singing come into play then? Were you singing already in those early days? You were?
Yeah. In every cover band I was in back then, I would start off just singing the harmonies, but then I would start, they would start saying, well, why don't you sing a song? And then I would sing a song, and they'd say, well, why don't you sing more? And then I'd end up singing all the songs after a while. And playing bass.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's
Monster.
But I actually started singing too when I was like 5. I would sing solos in church and stuff. So I always wanted to sing.
Really?
That's pretty cool.
So, was there any church influence? I mean, what music was being played at home? I know you said jazz was being played, and your dad liked some music. Mom's not coming into the equation here. What was Mom all about?
Mom wanted church music. Only church music.
Church music.
He said everything else is the devil's music, And I said, well, they have some Christian rock. And she said, no, it's the devil's music. But the music I listened to back then was, it was in the 60s when I was a little kid. So radio back then was AM radio, and they played everything. They played rock, they played R&B, they played everything from James Brown to I don't know, Tommy James, everything in between. Tom Jones. I loved Tom Jones. I loved James Brown.
Yeah.
I loved
those
guys. So
that's the good stuff
on me right from the beginning. And then I heard it like when I was 12. I think I heard a Deep Purple record with Ian Gillan screaming, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's the stuff. Yeah,
that is. Yep.
So Deep Purple had the influence to open your eyes to the rock and roll industry and the music.
Oh yeah, he was the first guy that he would do the James Brown screams, in rock.
Right.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
First
Ian Gillan, he was the bomb, man. That was my first rock band that I followed. It was like, put on the record. Machine Head, he was just incredible.
Yeah, in Rock and Fireball, they actually, I think they were recorded before Machine Head, but they came out, I think, after in America because of the popularity of Machine Head. So at least I found them later. But that's when he was really screaming on the Fireball album and in Rock.
Yeah. Just
hell yeah.
So good.
Hell yeah. So let's talk a little bit more about, you were the #1 vocalist of the year in Japan.
Yeah.
In 2000.
Yeah. In Burn Magazine, I'm the Burn Readers Poll. I beat out, Bon Jovi and Coverdale and all the big guys. That was pretty cool. It was because, Yngwie said, you only got that because you were with me. I'm like, okay, whatever. I still got it.
Well, we know you didn't pay them off.
Right. I love how real you are. We don't get this. It's just like calling a spade a spade. But you're right. You got it because he didn't give you that voice. So
right.
You know.
You gotta love Japan.
I'm really proud of that. That was a big honor for me, and I had they went crazy in Japan. We did a tour over there right before that poll, and he wanted to go and blow dry his hair after his 15-minute guitar solo. So he said, "Why don't you do something? Why don't you do that classical thing you do warm up?" So I sang an opera aria, and the Japanese were in tears, and they went nuts. They were crazy. So.
Oh, cool. And then he was probably pissed off after that. Oh, why did I let him do it? No.
Yes, he was.
Was he?
He didn't like anybody to have attention but him. But
you upstaged him.
No, I don't. No, I didn't upstage him. It was a different thing. I'm a singer. He's a guitarist. It's not the same thing.
You're right.
In his eyes, maybe.
Yes, in his eyes, in his ego. But it's a good thing he got you that award, because now you can talk about it. We know he didn't pay them off to get it.
No, no, that's for sure.
Right?
No, that's actually that's an actual real. It's really voted on by the fans that write in and vote. So
yeah, that's cool.
I'm gonna say it right now, man. I enjoy your voice more than the two that you mentioned too. So I'm glad you won that award, man.
Oh, thanks.
Absolutely. And you gotta love Japan, dude, because how much they are a supporter of rock and roll. You gotta love that.
They're the best. I don't want to say they're the best fans in the world, but they are the best fans in the world because they're loyal and they will buy anything that you put out, because if they love your music, they will love you forever. They will follow you forever. Once they latch on to you, they don't want to let go. And that's incredible because, everywhere else in the world, people have short attention spans, and you're here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly truth. I work in radio and I see it all the time, and you'll see these guys come up and they'll have a song that comes out and it hits hard and it's like 6 weeks. That's all I'm seeing come through my rotations, and all of a sudden it's just gone. And you're not hearing about it anymore. They're not making new songs. They're just gone, and it's because we want instant gratification in our country. It's great for right now, and whatever.
Well, if they are making new songs, you're not getting them because of, for whatever reason, the powers that be.
Yes.
Stop that.
And there's the onslaught of the home studio, semi-professionals that are just putting out bland copies of everybody else's music. And trying to sound like everybody else and sounding like everybody else. So
yes. That. In the industry on my end, we call them oatmeal.
Okay.
They were filling, but wasn't exactly what I wanted. We get a lot of oatmeal come across the station here. So, man, dude, I can't believe some of the music here, because I'm actually scrolling through the Renaissance Rock deal and the 5 songs that you guys had out. Tell me how that came about. How did you hook up with Greg? Where did that meeting take place? And how did this birth this Renaissance Rock orchestra for you guys to do this together?
Well, he had done, I think this is the 3rd release that he's done with Renaissance Rock Orchestra. The first one, I hadn't known him, but what I was doing for 5 years, I did a show here in Vegas called Raiding the Rock Vault with a lot of, famous rock star guys, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame kind of guys like Howard Leese and Hugh McDonald and Doug Aldrich and just people from famous bands. And Greg came in and subbed for the keyboard player one night, and that's how I first met him. And then we were talking, and Robin McCauley we had 4 singers in the band: Robin McCauley, Paul Shortino, Andrew Freeman, and myself. And there was a girl singer that would rotate too. They would rotate on girl singers, but Robin had sang on the first album and the second album, and Greg had a song or 2 left over that he wanted to try me singing on. So I ended up doing that back then when I was still with that show. And then just a couple years later, he was talking about, actually he was trying to do some big thing with an orchestra and stuff. But that was right before this COVID thing hit. And so I think I recorded a lot of this stuff on this release now after the COVID hit. So he just asked me to do one song, then another song. Hey, can you do 3 more songs? I said, okay, no problem. And there's great people on the album. Brian Tishy's the drummer. He's a fantastic drummer. And Michael Romeo played, he was supposed to play in all of it, but he wasn't able to. He played on some of it, really cool solos and stuff. And all the musicians are really good. And Greg Smith, bass player, another great guy, another Nugent guy.
Yep, another Nugent guy. So outside of Circus Life, what other song would you recommend us playing here tonight? Since Greg owns all the rights to these songs, we can do a double up for you. Let's get it out there. What can we do?
Well, I don't know. I guess you could do the "In My Love and Arms." That's got a Michael Romeo solo on it. It's really cool. I think that's one of the ones he wanted to play.
Yeah,
the Song of Hope is really cool, but it's like 8 minutes long. So
yeah, we played that before. So yeah, the other one.
We did. We played that when he was on the show. So
yeah,
let me see here, Rock. There we go, right there. All right, let's play it.
Awesome.
All right, I'm gonna get back out of here for a moment. Click over. For those of you who are texting or emailing or messaging the screen right now, I am not seeing any comments come through. There's a glitch happening. I'm thinking it's probably because we went through both YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So I apologize that I'm not seeing your comments. However, our moderator on Twitch is seeing your comments and is responding on our behalf. I thank you for that. And let's go ahead and check out this video.
Singing.
When you were younger and life was easy, you had so many dreams, so many fantasies of what would be. But now you're older and the world's much colder. You bear the scars of a broken heart and you don't believe in love. Girl, I'm right here to give you a strong love. I wipe away all your tears. Oh, in my loving arms, and take away the pain, take away the sorrow. In my loving arms, I will brighten your tomorrows. The world abused you, and people used you. Mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, friends, and lovers let you down. So take my hand, dear. We'll make a stand here. We'll plant our feet on solid ground as the world goes spinning round and round and round. Oh, yeah, yeah. Babe, I'm right here to give you a strong love. I wipe away all your tears. Hey, yeah. In my loving arms, I take away the pain, take away the sorrow. In my loving arms, I will brighten your tomorrow. I will keep you strong. I will keep you safe, keep you from danger. In my loving arms, I'll protect you from all harm. Oh, in my loving arms, in my loving arms, yeah. Oh, in my loving arms, we'll find a way to make it through tomorrow. In my loving arms, every day. Oh, yeah. nights and your tomorrows. I will keep you strong. I will keep you safe. Keep you from danger in my loving arms. I'll protect you from all harm. My loving arms. My loving arms. Hey,
All right.
Check that out, brother.
The sound was a little weird on my end. I don't know if it was that way.
Yeah, I can hardly hear it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
we gotta get that sussed out. It's something to do with, what the new format. But moving on from that, I two things I want to talk to you about. One is 1984, when you what made you move to California? What started all that?
Well, I'm kind of upset that I didn't play on the album with Ted Nugent, and also I went through a divorce, and I wanted to go as far as I could away from Ohio without swimming. And in LA, everybody said, you got to go to LA, dude. You got to go to LA. I didn't know anybody. And I ended up, walking down. It's so cliche. I was walking down Hollywood Boulevard with my guitars and my two basses and a suitcase, dragging it behind me. And luckily, a friend of mine knew a couple of chicks that lived there in Hollywood, and they let me crash there for a while. But I ended up I started hooking up with bands right away. And actually I got a job at Taco Bell for a little while.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Helped me in the food department. But I had probably as much Taco Bell as I want for the rest of my life. That's nothing against it, but
amen, brother.
So that's how I ended up in LA. Actually, it wasn't a real big plan or anything. But I was only there for, I don't know, 6 or 8 months, and I hooked up with Yngwie, and the first show I did with Yngwie was Oakland Stadium, a Day on the Green, big festival. So
seriously,
it wasn't that bad. I didn't suffer that much.
You go from folding some burrito supremes to playing in a stadium with Yngwie in 6 months.
That's rock and roll, man. That's totally rock and roll.
That is fucking rock and roll right there, brother.
So then from there, how now we're going to shoot forward then to more recently. How did you end up in Dokken?
Oh, well, Don asked me to sing backgrounds on one of the albums, on the Broken Bones album. I sang all the background vocals, and he was not getting along with the bass player. And he said, I almost played bass on the album, but he ended up playing the bass himself and giving the bass player credit. But he didn't want to play with him anymore. So he said, and I had at that point, I had started doing acoustic shows with him, just me and him and acoustic guitars.
Okay.
And we got along really well. He's a really cool guy most of the time. And man, I really respected him. I used to blast Dokken music in the back of the tour bus when I was with Yngwie. So I knew all that stuff. And he said, do you want to play bass? I said, yeah, man, let's do it. He said, really? You're a singer? He said, you're a better singer than me. Why do you want to? I said, because it's fun. I just want to have fun, man. Let's go do it. So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because we had done some shows. You were playing bass. We never got the chance to talk because it's always busy and stuff. But we had done some shows when you were playing bass with him.
Yeah, I never got to meet you really. I might have met you, but it was probably so fast in passing that we never got to talk. Yeah. Yeah,
it always seemed like it was crazy. I can't remember who was on bass before you though. You don't have to say either. I'll figure it out. But I'm like trying to remember who was there before you. I can't remember because we've done shows with them over the years and.
Nobody was.
I don't want to say his name because
no, you don't have to.
But okay. he played in the band for a few years, 2 or 3 years, I guess.
Okay.
Right. So we're getting all kinds of comments. Brenda Preston says that song "In My Loving Arms" is going on my playlist today. Matthew says you're a great success story and nice to see that actually happen to somebody for a change. Helen, you're so wonderful. Jacqueline, you have a great story. Rock and roll Cinderella story. You know, Yo Quiero Taco Bell pays off once in a while, my brother.
Yeah.
Not just when you're drunk at 3 a.m.
Oh, that's been there. I've been there too. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Brother, I can't thank you enough for joining us tonight. This hour has flown by like crazy. I've got 8 million more things I want to ask you, but we might have to do that for another time because our time is coming to an end tonight.
Can I just make one plug for?
Absolutely.
Okay, I've got another local band here in Vegas, and we've got 2 singles actually that have been on the top 40 this year, and one's out right now, and it's called Foundry. The band's called Foundry. FoundryRocks.com is the website. Just releasing singles right now, but there'll be an album coming out later, so everybody should check that out too.
Oh, we should have played one of those tracks and put up the website and stuff. Oh well, we know better.
So fast. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. But I mean, that's so now people know. Foundry.com. There you go. You're muted, Matt. You're muted.
I'm muted because I'm trying to pull up a website for you.
Ah.
So you guys can't hear me typing in your ears. I'm trying to be polite.
But you're typing with your mouth.
I am, brother. Boom. There we go.
Let's see. No.
Check that out. Boy, they've got a freaking look, don't they? Look at you over there, mean mugging,
That's
brother.
a different kind of music. This is it's modern rock. It's real modern stuff.
Oh, cool.
Hell yeah.
Are you singing it?
Yes.
Really?
Are you? You are, because the other guy's up front, so it looks like he might be the singer. But that's.
Can we play a clip?
He's a bass player. Producer liked his look, so just put him in the front. So. Yeah,
it's
a 4-piece band, just guitar, bass, and drums, basic stuff, but real modern, cool stuff.
All right, so go to FoundryRocks.com. Look at that. You got T-shirts, you got merch, razor shirts. Nice, brother. Nice.
Oh, man, I want to hear it, too.
I know, so do I. Well, I mean, we can try here. They've got. Let's see if it'll allow us to play.
We're running out of time. We got 2 minutes, but if we could play a minute of it.
It's all right. I got permission to go over by 5 minutes.
Did you?
Yeah, I did actually. Thank you, Nancy. We love you.
You should be able to find the singles on there. Either Not This Time or Not This Time is on the radio right now.
All right. Let me see here. So let's go dink. And then I got to come back out and go back in to share music. Boom. Share audio. Chrome tab. Foundry live streams. Trying to hurry. Okay, so go to the videos. Official videos.
No, there should be. Now go to, well, the videos aren't the newest versions of the songs, though, I guess. Maybe Not This Time is. I don't think it is. Go Not This Time. Go down.
Okay.
Yeah,
right here?
Is that, yeah.
Are you hearing it all right?
Every day I try to shake it. Every day I feel so down. Keep on hearing people say that I should be gone by now. It's another chance to break out. It's another chance for war. Every piece of my heart you take out keeps me coming back for more. Not this time around. You are never gonna bring me down. Not this time around. You will say I won't be your clown. Not this time around. Do you look at yourself in the mirror while you're driving your fancy car? Every day is getting clearer, just exactly who you are. Not this time around. You are never gonna bring me down. Not this time around. You will say
Hell yeah, brother. Not this time around.
Yeah.
I dig it, dude. So check this out for real, though, Mark. Send me over some links or some wave files, and let me get you some reps on the radio over here and see what we can do, man. Because I'm always looking for the latest and greatest.
Awesome. Do I have your email or?
I will definitely get you my contact information just as soon as we wrap up here. I'll send you over my phone number and email for you, my brother.
Yeah,
Awesome.
It came from the link came from his wife, Andrea, what you got today.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can contact to that.
Yeah, and I'll send over my contact info. So, and then maybe we can get you on the radio and have you talk on air with me and on Jack FM and have some fun with it.
Fantastic. Great.
Hell yeah, my brother. Thank you so much for joining us, Mark. I appreciate you, my brother. All right, folks, you guys got to go to Foundry and check them out, man. These guys are fucking rock and roll at its best right now. Mark, thank you so much, brother.
Nice to meet both of you guys. Nice to meet you after so long, Robbie.
Yeah, I'll be seeing you out there soon.
All right. Thanks, brother. Mark Boals right here on the fucking Hangout Live, brother. Facebook,
Yes.
YouTube, Twitch. We are out in the universe. Something. Or I'm out in the universe.
I think it's the multiverse now.
Right? So, but I'm bummed that I kept connection to the Rams Network, kept connection to the YouTube through your Facebook, through your YouTube page, but I lost connection with Facebook. Now, the show still aired on Facebook, but I lost connection to comments. So,
that's what I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah, I can't see the comments from it. I can see it from all the other platforms, just not Facebook's. So
we're still on there. I was wondering what happened because they stopped, and I thought, what happened? But okay.
Yeah, we're definitely still broadcasting, but I love each and every one of you guys for hanging with us tonight. Go over to Rams Network on Twitch. You can find us on Twitch at the Hangout Live. You can watch us there. Man, get behind us, support this network, support the show, support those that are out there fighting this debilitating disease by changing their quality of life today. Do something.
And press like on every. I don't know if you can press like on Twitch, but if you can press like on Facebook. Get your friends to like the pages, like the YouTube, like it all, like and comment and turn your friends onto it.
Absolutely,
this thing up, and we're gonna go and have some fun and keep bringing guests. We got guests, Greg Smith next week.
Absolutely. You know what? I've got a few more. In fact, we're throwing in some country artists, man. I've got Hayden. He's the guitarist from Straight. He's also played with our brother Trujillo. So they're gonna bring a dude, and we got all kinds of fun lined up for you.
That's gonna be killer. Then we're gonna switch it even more and have Highlander on here. Anybody ever watch the Highlander series? Yeah, Adrian.
Yeah. Right on, brother. So we got to bow out. We've got Twitch. Hey, we've got D. Schneider's kid coming up right behind us over on the Twitch, the Rams Network. You got to go over and check out his show, man. Dude's rocking and rolling. And as always, we love you. And we'll see you next week. That's the Hangout Live.